And now, very soon.
Ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary folks, the weekend. Welcome to HQTV Trivia. I am your host, that's a fan of Chloe Trost, Farad Muhammad. We are broadcasting live in portrait mode and in living color from HQ Universal Studios in Los Angeles, California. And we're joining in with 83 people. Beautiful. This is our penultimate game of trivia in the April season. Our next games of trivia and words will be a part of our epic season finale that's coming up on Tuesday, April 30th, the last day of April, you see. So be sure to mark your calendars, and I'll talk more about the season in just a little bit. If you have friends who have already jailbroken the app, then tell them to join in right now. And also tell them to follow the HQTV Twitter feed at PlayHQTV for all game updates. We also have a Discord, and you can get the location directly from the HQTV Twitter feed, or you can take a screen cap with this QR code right below, and visit the and you can then capture that QR code. You can visit it directly there, and so you can be able to join into the HQTV Community. Now, a quick reminder: this is not an official HQ Trivia game, nor is it produced by HQ Trivia LLC. Also, there may be a tech issue or flub here and there, but hopefully not. Thank you for your patience, and let us know on the Twitter or Discord if anything goes askew. Now, if you're playing the game, you probably played the original version before, but here's a refresher for you just in case. I'm going to give you 12 multiple-choice general knowledge trivia questions that go from easy to hard. You have 10 seconds from when I start asking the question to tap your answer. Think quick, tap fast. If you get it right, you move on to the next question. If you don't, you should have one extra life that you can use in the game, except in the final question, to stay in the game. You also have 2 erasers that you can use at any time in the game, again until the final question, to remove 1 wrong answer per question. You can also get extra lives, super spins, and erasers and all that sort of thing in the store section of this app. You can get that by getting coins by playing the daily challenges that are also on this app here. Yep, those are back too. If your answer is wrong and you're out of extra lives, then I'm afraid that you will be eliminated for tonight's game. Also, if you've enabled sharing your answers, that will be disabled on question 8 through the end of the game. If you get past all 12 questions correctly, you will win or split the cash prize of 1,009 points, I believe, for use during the HQTV April season. Now, here's a quick recap on that season here. This season. Throughout the season, you've earned points by answering questions in trivia or the daily challenges or solving puzzles and words. Once you get to 5,000 points, you'll move up to level 1. And the more points you receive, you will get to higher and higher levels. For each level, you will receive a permanent free pass in trivia for the rest of the season, so through Tuesday. A free pass allows you to answer the questions up to your level incorrectly and still remain in the game. It's like an instant extra life. So if you get to level 3 and for the rest of the season, you can get the first 3 questions wrong and still stay in the game no matter what. Alrighty, let's dive into our game. Spring is in the air, and it's also in every question in this game in some form or another. You'll see what I mean. Our first question takes us to the natural wonders of the United States. Here's Q1. What is the largest hot spring in the United States? The Boiling River in Yellowstone, the Grand Prismatic Spring in Yellowstone, or the Mammoth Hot Springs in Yellowstone? Hey, boo-boo. We're not talking about Jellystone. We're talking about Yellowstone. All right. This naturally occurring hot spring has an impressive discharge of 560 gallons per minute. It's a must-see for any visitor to Yellowstone National Park. But remember, no matter how inviting it looks, it's not a giant hot tub, and people have been burned or killed while trying to swim in it. Of course, we're talking about the Grand Prismatic Spring. And 74 of you managed to get that one right. 25 of you. I'm sorry. 70. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So 14 of you. Wait. How's this right? Oh, wow. That right there is a savage question right there. The word mammoth must have thrown a lot of you off. I am so sorry about that. Oh, jeez. Alrighty then. Well, it looks like 14 of you are bubbling up to the next question, and hopefully a lot of you still are using extra lives or your free passes if you played beforehand. All right. Let's explore the world of physics and the different types of energy. Here's Q2. What type of energy is stored in a compressed spring? Kinetic energy, thermal energy, or potential energy? Electricity. All right. Thermal energy is released as heat, but when you compress a spring, you're storing energy that can be released later. So you're building up its potential. So the correct answer is potential energy. And it looks like that, yep, 75 of you got that one right. And unfortunately, 5 of you, well, you didn't have the kinetic energy to move on to the next question. I'm very sorry about that, but it looks like 75 of you are still in it to win it. From physics, we move on to the fascinating world of biology and the diverse array of creatures that inhabit our planet. It's time for Q3. A springbok is a type of what? A deer, a gazelle, or an antelope? Beautiful, beautiful. Alrighty then. A springbok is found in Africa, and it's known for its agility and graceful leaps. Now, I guess you could say it puts the spring in springbok. So, I'll tell you something. Yeah. Springboks and gazelles do look the same, but they're actually separate species. But they're actually different types of antelopes. So antelopes is what we were looking for here. And it looks like that, ooh, 20 of you. Well, we got ourselves yet another savage question. That's what we're talking about right here. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, 20 of you are sprinting to the next round, but the rest of you, unfortunately, got eaten by lions, I guess. All right. You're all doing brilliantly, though. We've gone through a full quarter of the game. It's 3 questions down, 9 to go. Let's take a quick trip back in time to explore a significant event in recent history. Here's Q4. In which year did the Arab Spring begin? 2010, 2012, or 2014? I remember seeing this on the news. If you're too young to remember this, then don't talk to me. All right. The Arab Spring began as a series of pro-democracy uprisings that swept through several countries in the Middle East and North Africa. And it escalated in January and February 2010, but it started in the previous winter of 2010. That's what we were looking for right there. And 37 of you are managing to move on to the next question here. Unfortunately, 19 of you, well, I don't have a joke for this here because that's a rather sensitive subject. Anyway, that just goes to show you that even in the depths of winter, the desire of change can bloom like a flower in spring. Already, you could use a break. It's time for a dance break with the Disco 5. Hit it! Kick back. Get on the good foot. Shake your groove thang. Indeed, yes. I don't know how to floss. Anyway, we move to the world of literature. Here's Q5. Which famous poet wrote In Just, a poem celebrating the spring season? Robert Frost, E.E. Cummings, or William Wordsworth? Alrighty. This poet vividly described the world as mud luscious, with mud everywhere, in his delightful ode to spring. It was written with barely a capital letter or punctuation mark in sight, which is a trait of poems written by E. E. Cummings. Yes, indeed. Excuse me, sorry. So yes, 28 of you managed to get that one right, and you're doing puddle wonderfully in this question. All right, let's explore the practical applications of mechanical engineering. Here is Q6. What device measures the stiffness of a spring? A caliper, a dynamometer, or a Newton meter? Am I saying that right? Dynamometer. There you go. Yeah, that's of course here. Anyway, the stiffness of a spring is measured by a device also known as a spring scale, which measures the force of resistance that a spring applies when a direct force is exerted on it. Spring scales are also called Newton meters. Yes, indeed, Newton meters are what we were looking for here. And 9 of you managed to get that one right, which means we have another savage question. Oh my goodness. Oh my Lanta. That's what I'm talking about right here. Hopefully a lot of you are still using your extra lives on that one there, but yeah, that was a tough one. Actually, dynamometers, that's I'm pronouncing that correctly, measures torque and rotational speed, and calipers measure distances or thickness to a high level of precision. But yeah, we were looking for Newton meters. Stupendous. We are now halfway through the game, and that means only one thing. It is now time for a sanitizer break. That's right. 4 years after the pandemic, and we're still having sanitizer breaks because it's still dangerous out there. So fresh, so clean. That's right. Okay, we delve into the realm of mythology with Q7. In Greek mythology, which goddess is associated with spring and flowers? Aphrodite, Artemis, or Persephone? Hopefully you pay attention to mythology in school. I kind of didn't. Anyway, according to myth, when Hades kidnapped this goddess, that's when all the trees lost their leaves, marking the fall. When she was returned, they bloomed once more, signaling the arrival of spring. But who was she? Well, Artemis was the goddess of wild animals and vegetation, which can propagate in the spring, but not exactly what we were looking for. We were actually looking for Persephone. Persephone is the right answer, and 31 of you are on your way. And thankfully, I've completed this Herculean task in getting this question right. Alrighty then. It is now time for Q8, which means that it's time for a beverage break with Nate the 8. What's up, mate? And after a drink from this mug, I have the strength of 10 men. All right, let's get a little classical. It's time for Q8. Which composer wrote the Four Seasons, a set of violin concertos that also includes spring? That's the connection there. Antonio Vivaldi, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, or Johann Sebastian Bach, born long ago in Edenach. All right. This composer created 4 violin concertos between 1718 and 1720, each capturing the essence of a different season. Now, Mozart was a genius, but he was not enough of one to compose music 30 years before he was born. He was born in 1756. That leaves J.S. Bach and State, but that's all right. Let's explore the natural world and the crucial role of water in our ecosystems. Let's get in line for Q9. What term describes the natural resurgence of water from the underground aquifer to the surface, forming a spring? The water cycle, aquifer discharge, or artisanal uplift? It's a long question. All right, here we go. The water cycle is the process in which water in the atmosphere cools and falls to the earth as rain or snow, and it later evaporates off the surface and off the earth and rises back into the atmosphere. It's kind of the circle of life there, Simba. So which answer are we looking for? Aquifer discharge or artisanal uplift? Well, it turns out that it's the same process that uplifted 560 gallons per minute into Grand Prismatic Spring in Yellowstone back in Q1. It's a little bit of a callback there. That process is called aquifer discharge. And 6 of you, my goodness, we are starting to have another savage game here. That's another savage question. That's what we're talking already. So yeah, 6 of you are being uplifted to the next round. Hopefully most of you or some of you have some extra lives on hand there. Now, artisanal uplift, that's a term that we just made up actually. So anyway, we are now in the home stretch into the realm of double digits and also 3/4 to the end of the game. It's time for some mathematics. So here comes Q10. What mathematical function is often used to model the oscillation of a spring? A quadratic function, a sine wave, or an exponential function? Mathematics. Here we go. Alrighty. As a spring oscillates or bounces, this function captures its rhythmic back and forth motion. Only one of these functions oscillates regularly, and that function is a sine wave. The sine wave is the right answer. And 14 of you managed to move on to the next question. Unfortunately, 5 of you are stuck at a tangent, but that's perfectly fine. Hopefully you can be able to use those extra lives here if you haven't done so already. Alrighty. It is now time for the penultimate question and the last time you can use your erasers and extra lives. Let's tackle some astronomy. Here's Q11. What celestial event marks the beginning of spring in the northern hemisphere? Hibernal solstice, estival solstice, or vernal equinox? Yes, the sun and the earth and everything like that. It's like the eclipses that we just had there, the one eclipse. Solstices are events in which one of the Earth's poles has its maximum tilt toward the sun, which would be the start of either summer, estival solstice, or winter, hibernal solstice. Vernal means fresh and new, like spring, which means that the correct answer is the vernal equinox. And 13 of you, most of you, are advancing into this here. Oh, the question actually said summer solstice and lunar solstice. Well, there you go here. Sorry about that. But anyway, most of you got that one right because it's the same answer for that one there. Alrighty then. It looks like that all 13 of you, except for, and then probably some of you using extra lives, are now on your way to answering the final question. It all boils down to this. No extra lives, no erasers, just this question in your smart brain separate you from share the cash prize and those sweet, sweet points. All right. It's time to ponder human existence. Here we go. Q12. Who famously said, you can't cut all the flowers, but you cannot, you can cut all the flowers, but you cannot keep spring from coming? Socrates, Pablo Neruda, or John Lennon? Alrighty then. This timeless quote is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring beauty of life's cyclical nature, reminding us that no matter how tough things get, there's always hope on the horizon. Now, it does sound like that either a Beatle or a classic Greek philosopher would have said this, but the correct answer is actually former Chilean Senator Pablo Neruda. How many got that one right? 10 of you. Brilliant. 10 of you managed to win tonight's episode of HQTV Trivia. Fire up that rocket. That's what I'm talking about right here. Alrighty then. Congratulations to all of you who have won tonight's game. You've each split the $10 prize, which comes to $1 per person. That's an easy one right there. Alrighty then. And who do we have who have won this game? Let's take a look-see here. We have... There you go. BT Trivia 3, Best Can Ever, Microwave, Nova Steven, Urban Sombrero, K. Bendel, Soft Cell Tacos, Cowbear, Slor Glorpin, and NBC News. Alrighty then. Fantastic work to all of you for winning tonight's game. You get $1 and 1,009 points for winning the game. Anyway, so and hopefully those extra points will earn you free passes in future games. So let's just scroll this down. Okay. Speaking of which, we have our epic April season finale this Tuesday on April the 30th. A game of trivia and words on the same night, which each with 15 questions or puzzles respectively. In the meantime, play our daily challenges to rack up some extra points. Thanks as always to HQTV for giving me this opportunity, and thanks to all of you for joining me. You're all winners in my book. Be sure to follow the HQTV crew at PlayHQTV on Twitter to get notifications when we go live and for further updates. We also hope that you spread the word to all your friends to prep the app and join us. And if you haven't yet, join the HQTV Discord. Screen cap this moment right here and follow the QR code link in order to join in. If you can't do the QR code thing, then just check out the HQTV Twitter feed for the location on where to join in the Discord. In the meantime, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at FARD and you can visit my website at worldbestlaugh.com. And remember, spring forward, fall back, summer sideways. Have a great weekend.